Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today on my channel, I got a little kit that I want to share with you. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so I recently made a video about Tripwire alarms, and in that video, towards the last 3 minutes or so of a 20-minute video, I showed off this kit. And I know how much people like kits, and I think that there wasn't too many people who stuck around all the way till the end of that video to check out the kit. So everybody's got a fetish for kits in the prepping survival sphere. Everybody loves those cool little flat lays that they do on Instagram. If you guys don't know, those things are just like McDonald's hamburgers. They get professional photographers to get in there and lay things out on the table and make it look all nice. But the thing is, you really have to go out and use your gear. It's great to have high quality gear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not breaking the bank. But your gear is only as good as you are familiar with it. If you need to go out in times of crisis and actually get familiar with the gear, there's gonna be a steep learning curve, and that's something that you don't want to have to go through in a time of crisis when you're under a lot of stress. So I'm going to show you exactly what I have in this little kit here today. And this is a Vanquest pouch, and I don't actually sell these kits. We do sell the various components within this kit. You can get that all at CanadianPreparedness.com, with the exception of the primers. These you're going to have to get at a local GUN store, or perhaps even Cabela's or something like that. Now, as far as I know, in Canada anyways, you don't need a license to get these. They're only a part of the actual ammunition. So you're gonna need that for the Fithops Tripwire alarm system that I showed off in the last video. Okay, so let's just go through some of the components here. So first off, we have a bunch of Fithops Tripwire alarms. Now, as I demonstrated in the last video, you can use these eye hooks, which will probably, run you 20 cents each or something like that. You can use one of these in combination with several eye hooks to make yourself a good, effective perimeter alarm. The problem is if you want to take your line out 20 feet from your camp, then you are going to need a lot of line, number one, and then it might not be as effective, because the more loops you have to go through, the more potential there's going to be for error if you want that tripwire alarm to function properly. So it's best to have a few of these if you do plan on ever needing this. These aren't only for bug out situations. These Fithops tripwire alarms can be useful even on a property, because they are very loud, and they will notify you if somebody is in a place where they shouldn't be. There's many other options, including things like driveway alarms, obviously surveillance cameras, many other ways that you can detect if people are in places where they shouldn't be. This is one, it's portable, and it's in a kit. So we have the Fithops alarm. We did a big breakdown of those in the last video. If you just want a quick refresher, this is how it works. You put a primer inside here, you screw this onto a tree. This is a firing pin. When the firing pin comes down, it lets off a big bang, and there's a linch pin that goes in here that is going to prevent the firing pin from firing, and that is what attaches to your trip line. So trip line is pulled, somebody crosses into a place where they're not supposed to be, tripwire goes off, okay? Now under here, we have some Kevlar cord. Now this is great stuff because it's probably some of the strongest cordage in the smallest possible package and diameter that you can find, next to another thing that we're going to show off, and that's the Camo braid fishing line. A lot of uses for Kevlar thread. A lot of people boast that you can cut through, I think, zip ties with it, because Kevlar can be used as a saw to some extent. In a pinch, you could use it as a heavy pound fishing line, because it's so strong. If you are trying to catch fish that have very sharp teeth, they won't be able to bite through it, just like they won't be able to bite through the braided fishing lines, okay? So we got 2 spools of that in there. We got 4 of these Fithops alarms, which probably go for between 20 and 30 bucks each, I believe. So this is a pretty pricey kit. Again, this is not something you need by any stretch of the means. This is just for the prepper who has everything and wants a little bit more. Now, also have, well, I got the little instruction manual there for the Fithops. Also have a Right in the Rain notepad because it's important to maybe sketch out your campsite a little bit. And if you have to take notes, you know, this is just, it's good to have paper. This is Right in the Rain paper, and that means that it's going to be good rain or shine. Can't go wrong having that. Now in here, in this little Mylar bag, doesn't have to be a Mylar bag, can be any kind of bag, I have some more eye hooks, just in case I want to go Rambo style on my campsite. Okay, so up next we have a Niteize pen. Now if you want, you can just pull it out and use it like that. But if you're doing a lot of writing and you find that not very comfortable to write with, you can take it all apart and you can assemble it into a full size pen. If you go like that, you screw that in there, then you can put that in the back end there, and you got yourself a nice full-size pen. So it's a cool little takedown pen. Takes a little bit of work, but not too bad. Stick that back in there, put that back in there, that back in there. I just have an eye hook in here to have one at the ready. Now I also have these Niteize figure 9 fasteners. These are really good for cordage, especially if you're making a trip line and you don't want to have to be bothered with tying all these specialty knots in order to have adjustable tension on the line. These are just really good. You can use them in a pinch. You can attach them to your line, and they're going to help you to basically make a adjustable tension line to just make it easier to set the trip line, because you need to have a good amount of tension on that trip line for it to work properly. Then we have some alarms. Now you got to watch out for deceptive marketing on these, because I bought this on Amazon thinking that it was another product that they described in the image, which was geared towards tripwires, because it had a loop here and a loop here, making it very amenable to the concept of tripwire, because then you just attach a string to one side, attach a string to another. For this, I would need duct tape or something to fasten, or I could drill a hole in there, I guess, that I could thread my Kevlar thread or my fishing line through in order for it to function effectively as a tripwire. I also just have a carabiner there just because you never know. And I already talked about the primers. Then we got some spider wire camo braid, and I have a reclaimed bit of camo braid as well. It's very important that when you set these tripwires up, that you reclaim your thread, because animals can become ensnared in it. Respect nature, and nature will respect you sometimes. Sometimes the bear will just eat you anyways, but that's the way it is. I do have safety pins for the Fithops primers in this little Mylar baggie with my eye hooks and stuff, and my other lynch pins. So good to have. And so all this just packs nicely in there. It's a perfect fit. I believe this is the Vanquest PPM Husky. They have very weird names for these things. Just close her up like that. And you know, if you wanted to, you could attach this to a pack. Now, this is something, because of the weight of it, it may not be something that I'm going to carry in a bug out bag necessarily, unless I'm traveling with a bunch of different people. And it depends on what the situation entails, because as cute and cuddly as these kits might be, as fun as it is to make these kits, something like this, the implications of it are very serious if it was ever triggered, because we're talking about camp security here. So this is a very serious piece of kit, and depending on the situation, this may be essential. It really just depends on, you know, the nature of the sort of situation that you're in. If there's a lot of security threats in the region that you're in, then this might be one of your top priorities. Having an early warning system may be the difference between life or death, whether that's for two-legged or four-legged predators. So let me know what you guys think about my little kit here in the comments section below. And let me know if there's any ways that you think it could be improved, any things that you think I should add to it. I'm all ears on your suggestions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Canadian Prepper out. The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com. Your one-stop shop for premium, high-quality, brand-name products that have been tried and tested by myself and other YouTube gear reviewers. My subscribers save 10% off by using the coupon code SURVIVALPREPPER. All one word in all caps.